Hello everyone. So we continue with the next session on the numeric operators. So we have various number of numeric operators like adding, difference, product, quotient, remainder, negate, unchanged, absolute, int, long, float, complex, conjugate, div mode, power, and the other one. So there are two of them which I've not been able to work on. One is this one, which is long x, did not work for me, as well as power x comma y. This did not work for me. So I've used the alternative for this. Similarly, for this, I've been using the float. So again, hello everyone. I'm just learning my own path, and so I'm explaining you what I'm learning so that we can learn along and we can move a bit forward. So just to show an example, what I've done is I have also created the codes in Kaggle. So you can go to this location, which I will also share in the description of YouTube. You can go there and you can check it. It is open for everyone. Now, taking example one by one. So the first one is sum. So what we have done in order to create an example, we have taken x is equal to 2, y is equal to 5, and the sum x plus y, and then we are finding the sum. So I'm just executing this. You can execute it by clicking on this or control enter, and it will execute and it will show results in below. That is going to take some time, but then it will show you the results. Now here you can see we have found out sum x and y is equal to 7, and that's what we have done there. So this is how we are concatenating the value as well. We have written sum of x and y is equal to and a comma sum. So it will be showing the value and then the sum. Similarly, the difference between x and y is x minus y. The product is x into y, and we are showing the product. We are dividing x by y, and we are showing the quotient. Similarly, x divided by y, and then we are writing down a modular. So that gives us the reminder or the remainder of the values. When we put in an x, it negates the value. If you put in a plus, it reverses the negates. It remains unchanged because anything as plus is the plus itself. Then what I've tried to place it is the absolute value. So absolute value is the value of the integer without any symbol, plus or minus. So that's what we have done. If by any chance you get a number as a string, you can convert it into integer by using int. So here we have my string where the type is string, and then what I am doing is I'm printing +1 to my string. So what will happen is it will concatenate 1 at the end, and then I'm converting it into int and then adding 1 and then putting it back into the string. So that way it will add 1 to 4 5 6 3 plus 1 would be 4 5 6 4. So in the first case it would be 4 5 6 3 1, where we are adding or concatenating the string. In the second one it should be 1 added to 3, which is 6 5 6 4. So let's see that example here. So you see that this is concatenated by 1, and I think I've not printed the right value. So let's just go up, and then I've taken out my string is equal to this, but I've not printed the value. So I will just write down print my string, and I will execute it again. So you see it is 4 5 6 3 2 because I've earlier concatenated one and then I've changed it into integer and then I've displayed the value. So that is what we are doing here in my string. Similarly, my string I've placed in the original value, then I've changed it into the float, and then I print the value and also the type of it. So if I scroll down, you will see that it is writing down 0.0 and it is showing me a float. The next part is the complex number. Complex number is a combination of real as well as the imaginary part of the number. So real is where we have the number and the imaginary part is where we are finding out under root of -1. So that is what we are doing, and you can then to create the complex number or the complex number, yes, we require the real part and the imaginary part. Excuse me. It will print the complex number. Then similarly, I'm doing this, I'm generating the other complex number, which is having real one is 15 and the imaginary part is 13. So we have the other. Then we are trying to do the addition, multiplication and multiplication of all the complex numbers. So let's see what results are we getting there. So these are the two complex number. The addition is adding this is 25, adding this is 32. Product is the same whether you do it from A to B or B to A. Conjugate complex number is just the opposite, so that when you multiply them you get an answer as as 1, and that's what we have done here. Then the other is div mod, where you're taking out the modulus. So when 14 is divided by 6 will give you 2 quotient and 2 remainder. So that is what it is giving here, 2 comma 2. So quotient and remainder, quotient and remainder, and quotient and remainder. So that is what we have done here. So these and then the option of the power 2 to the power 3 is str, so that would be 8, and that's what we have the answer here. So these are the simple or these are the numeric types of Python that we are using. It is basically divided into 4 sections. One is plain integer, long integer, floating point numbers, and complex numbers. So we have talked about all of them except the long, because for the long one I was not able to give you an example. I was not able to create it as well. It gave me error when I tried creating it. So I'll check in the next videos if I'm able to do it. So with this I come to an end of this video. So in the next video we'll try to cover the bit wise, and we will also try to cover the iterator part of it. So these two things we will be covering in the next video. Thank you for your time and good day.